pow, pow, you know. So I'm assuming that's when he shot the little girl first. And then we heard the mother, you know, screaming at him like, my baby bleed, you shot my baby. And then he told her to shut up. And then he shot her and then shot himself.
Neighbors describe the terrifying scene that played out last night in a Cleveland neighborhood. Good evening, I'm Chris Flanagan. Danita has the night off. Police say a man killed his ex-girlfriend and their 6-year-old daughter before turning the gun on himself. Police believe DeMar Perry led his ex-girlfriend, 22-year-old Nikisha Jackson, and their 6-year-old daughter, Camilla Perry, outside where he shot and killed them. Neighbors on Hillview Road were getting ready for bed late last night when they heard something.
Put the TV on mute. I said, is someone arguing? And just as I did that, I heard a lady cry. I said, oh my God, help, somebody call the police. Shortly after that, I heard a male's voice. I don't know what the male's voice said. I almost want to say he said, shut up and stop crying.
That's what he said? That's what
yes, shut up and stop crying. And then I heard a second gunshot.
Investigators say they are still looking for a motive. The News Channel 5 investigators did some digging today. They found DeMar Perry get out of prison about 2 months ago. Perry was released from the Lorraine Correctional Institution in June. A judge sentenced Perry to 5 years in prison in December of 2007 for felonious assault. Perry pleaded guilty to firing a weapon while he was on disability, which is also illegal. A year before being sentenced to prison, police arrested Perry for drug possession. He pleaded guilty to the charge and was sentenced to probation. We don't know much about Perry's history with Jackson or how long since they've broken up, but we do know that in abusive relationships, the most dangerous time for the woman is when she decides to leave and after she leaves. News Channel 5's Deborah Lee joins us now here. And Deb, I know you spoke with an expert on the subject tonight. And what can a woman do to protect herself?
Well, for starters, she's got to reach out for help. And I'm going to have that number for you in just a moment, that helpline number where a woman can get counseling, shelter, and most important, a safety plan. 16,000 Cuyahoga County women call every year, and it's believed that many, many more than that are in danger.
It hasn't been quite 4 months since a man entered a local restaurant and opened fire on his wife and 2 daughters. Since then, another woman, a mother of 2, was murdered while on vacation with her ex-boyfriend. And last night, yet another mother and her child died at the hands of an ex.
I'm very frustrated because I do feel that by now we should be seeing a decrease, and we're not necessarily seeing that.
What we are seeing far too many women going through is alarming. According to the Domestic Violence and Child Advocacy Center, 1 in 4 women will experience domestic violence in her lifetime. On average, 3 women are killed each day in America by an intimate partner. The Cleveland Police Department alone receives nearly 20,000 domestic violence-related calls each year. And here's the really troubling one. An estimated 15.5 million children are exposed to domestic violence each year. For CEO Linda Johannick, one key is prevention through education.
A healthy relationship gives you room to be who you are and to have a full life, a life with friends and family and your job. An abusive relationship is very isolating, controlling, and jealous.
Meanwhile, women who find themselves in abusive relationships do have a place to turn before it's too late.
And here is that domestic violence helpline number. It's area code 216-391-HELP. And Chris, again, a woman really has to have a safety plan if she's planning to leave an abusive relationship.
And Deb, what type of plan are we talking about?
You know, it can cover all kinds of things. Everything from packing a suitcase and putting it somewhere so the guy doesn't see it, or even knowing if you're going to be safe on your job if he shows up at the job. And we have all of that information on our website, newsnet5.com.
Okay, some great information. Deb, thanks a lot.